Hi. How'd it go? They did what? You did? I can't take any credit for that. I'm just so proud of you. You know, this is what life looks like when you're tapped into your authenticity and equally aligned with your intuition. Remember, Mom always taught us to trust our guts. You're listening to Hey Big Sister with me, Meg. There's a different way to run your life and your business. One that allows you to truly connect with people on a human level. No more icky sales, no more comparisonitis, just you taking mindful, intentional, messy action to create success that you can be proud of. Let this episode be your guide. For the next few minutes, open your mind to new possibilities. And don't forget to pour me a little grace. I'm just like you, except I picked up the mic and started talking about all the things that go on in both of our heads. If this episode hits home for you, it would mean the world to me to have you leave the podcast a 5-star rating and written review. Also, could you do me a favor and text the link to this episode onto 3 of your best friends? You know, I'm a real human behind this mic, and I actually want to connect with you. Click the show notes below to connect with me on social media. I would love if you sent me a DM with your takeaway from this episode. You are family now. Here we go. Love it or hate it, social media is always changing. And if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, the big thing in social media that people are talking about right now is TikTok. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about my experience on TikTok, some tips for you to get started or even grow your account, and how you can make creating content easier. So thank you so much for coming back. This podcast is always going to be a bit of a mishmash. So we're always going to talk about things, social media, marketing, business, self-help, marriage. My brand is very much my, all the different things that are happening in my life. So that is what you are going to continually find on the podcast. I am a multi-passionate person, and I am okay with embracing that and incorporating that into all of my social media. So we're going to talk about it all. And today's episode is going to be specifically about TikTok. So I started TikTok at the beginning of the pandemic. That was the first time I had really heard of it. I thought it was just for fun. I thought it was just dancing, young kids, all of that stuff. I was wrong, obviously. So I think as a elder millennial, a lot of us thought that. There was other people who saw the potential for their business, and they got started early, sharing about their business or sharing about how they're coaching or sharing about whatever it is, their fitness, whatever it is that they do over on TikTok, and they have seen explosive growth. There is still opportunity for so much growth over there. And even people that are joining now and sharing about their business are growing really, really rapidly. A very different pace than what we have seen with social media in the past, things like Facebook and Instagram. There is also a lot of resistance I've been feeling from business owners because everyone says to me, well, I don't want another thing to do. I don't want another social media platform to add to my plate. And I get that. I totally get that. So one, I don't think you have to always do the newest thing to stay relevant in business. That's a lie that we tell ourselves. I don't think everybody needs to be on TikTok. I think you have to evaluate what your goals are, what your strategy is, and you have to look at social media and say, which parts of this do I find fun, interesting? Let me put myself there. But the little caveat is also ask yourself, how can you make creating content easier? So what we are seeing with the trends of TikTok is that it is spilling over. What is happening over there? It's spilling over into Instagram. So it's not completely changed the Instagram platform yet, but we see how Instagram is now prioritizing video a lot more because TikTok is their competition. We are also seeing that the style on Instagram has been a lot more curated and polished, and that is not the style of TikTok. So that is being carried over a little bit onto Instagram too. So when you watch trends in social media and marketing, and you can see, like, I knew that Clubhouse was never going to be long-term successful. Like, I tried it out. I got on it. I was like, I knew that some people liked it. That's awesome. But I knew it wasn't going to have explosive growth just from testing it and seeing what had happened with other platforms in the past. When I started to look at TikTok through the lens of a social media expert, a marketing expert, like, I knew that this was the next wave. So this year, starting in January, I made the decision to really focus there in some capacity. So I joined a TikTok challenge with a woman named Hillary Kruger, who I love. Shout out to Hillary. And Stephanie Lewin, I think is her last name. They did it together. I did that in February, and I learned so much about it. Then I did a mastermind with Jaya Rose, who joined TikTok at the beginning of the pandemic, I believe, and started using it for her coaching business. So that was really, really cool to see, because she has been in the industry for a long time, maybe like 7 or 8 years, which is long in the coaching industry. And she talks about how, her income kind of ebbed and flowed, but once she got to TikTok and really used that as a marketing tool, her business exploded. So she has a daughter who is in her 20s, I believe, who really understood TikTok and really, guided her and encouraged her, and she blew up really quickly over there. So I have received a fair amount of mentorship around it, and then I have just spent a lot of time learning it for myself. So these are a few of the things that I have seen. You can join TikTok and you can have really, really quick growth. One, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to see monetary shifts from that. And there's certain pieces that you might have to, you might have to let go of in your business in order to have that explosive growth. So I was not willing to niche down super, super specifically on TikTok because it did not feel good to me. It did not feel creative to me. It made me feel stifled. It made me feel really suffocated, and I could not create in that way. So I tried to niche down. I tried to get really specific, and it did not feel good. And I was not growing quickly with that method because I wasn't creating authentically. I felt a lot of resistance. So I decided to take a step back and say, I am willing to take slow growth and do it in a way that feels really good to me and authentic to me, and not niche down and talk about a few different things. So on my TikTok, I talk about intuition, I talk about business, I throw a few things about like motherhood and family, not too much about that. The tricky thing with TikTok is that you can go viral and you don't know when it's going to happen. And if you go viral for something like a video on motherhood, but you're mainly talking about business and you want to convert people to clients, that virality over there, it just doesn't really matter, because a lot of people might see your video, but they're not going to follow you, because if they're seeing the motherhood content and they're connecting with that, and then they're not a business owner, or they have no desire to learn about marketing or intuition or real estate, whatever it is that you're talking about, they might like your video, but they're not going to follow you. So the virality does not equal money. There's a lot of people who have, 1 million followers on TikTok, and they might not even be making money. So that's where you have to get strategic. A lot of people jump into TikTok and they expect this explosive growth because that's what they're hearing about. They're hearing about, it's so easy to grow over there. The growth does not necessarily turn into cash. So look at what do I really want to show up and talk about? And what do I want to be known for? And then how can I create a funnel or a way for people to get into my world so that they will potentially buy from me? So if you want to set up, if you're just starting out your journey, you want to start out on a creator account. Sometimes people think if they do have a business, they should start with a business account. I don't think that that is the best place to start, because when you have a business account over on TikTok, you don't get access to all of the music. You don't get access to all of the features that they have. People start a business account because they want to be able to put their link in the bio from the beginning. The TikTok is really this platform that wants authentic, content. They don't want to be a platform for businesses and like ads all the time. They prioritize people and the conversation. So you can start with a creator account and then make it your goal to get to 1,000 followers as quickly as possible. Because once you get to 1,000 followers, then you can have your link in your bio. The other thing that's really cool about TikTok is that you can put your Instagram in your, the front page of your TikTok, your bio, essentially. There's a little button that will be underneath your face, underneath your icon, that will be a link to your Instagram. So what you want to do before you have 1,000 followers, and even after, you want to direct people to your Instagram, or you want to direct people to your newsletter. So before the 1,000 followers, and where you don't have the link in your bio, you want them to move over to Instagram, because the thing is that all of these social media sites you don't own, right? They can be fickle. They could be shut down at any moment, and then you would lose access to your community. So you want to have different touch points. You want to have people on your email newsletter. You want to have people following you on Instagram. Maybe you want them in your Facebook group, whatever it might be. Use that time when you're gaining your first 1,000 followers to also cultivate the relationship in different social media ways or different ways to connect with them. Text even. Some people have text programs that send out text messages to their followers, whatever it might be. That's really, really key. And then once you have the 1,000 followers, you can put the link in your bio, and then you can use something like, I use Milkshake, you can use Linktree, you can use Stan Store, whatever it is to get them onto your newsletter or to get them to purchase something that might be more of a low ticket item so that they can get a taste of your work. And then they're in your community now. So you have their email, they're on your newsletter, they're getting information from you. If you are not mutuals, it's called, with people on TikTok, they can't send you a message. So if you do not follow, if somebody follows you and you don't follow them back, they cannot send you a message. So that makes sales conversations pretty difficult. So you either want them to be on Instagram where they can DM you, or you could always, offer them access through Voxer or something like that. People do all different things. So you can have a conversation. So those are some things to keep in mind. The other thing, again, that the TikTok is a much more casual platform. This is a new wave of, a younger generation that has grown up with the internet. Gen Z did not create TikTok, but because of them, I think it really became really popular. And they want authenticity. They want to see you sitting in your car with your hair a mess, just telling a story. And that is what this platform has kind of cultivated. It's really less of the polished, beautiful pictures that we were seeing on Instagram and more of this just like genuine storytelling and connection that way. You have to be really quick on TikTok. You need to get people's attention right in the first 3 seconds. And there are ways within the app to edit your videos so that that happens. The next, level of growth on TikTok happens when you are using keywords. So like SEO, using the actual TikTok app and their ways of creating font, like putting the font on the videos, is really important because they are using whatever you're writing in there to show your videos to a certain audience. Then that's the same for what you're writing in your caption and then what is coming across on your subtitles on the bottom. So they're picking up the keywords and showing them to cultivating an audience for your content. When you start your TikTok too, you want to follow and engage with accounts that are kind of in your niche and genre so that you are shown to those people as well. So it's a little bit different than on Instagram where people choose to follow you and they just see what you post. On TikTok, you are being shown to, like, each video that goes out is going to, I think it's something like 90% of people that don't follow you. And then they're going to choose, okay, is this content valuable enough to get me to follow them so that I see more of their content? So there's just a great opportunity for you to find new people, new prospects. I don't like calling people prospects, but like new potential for your community that want to be served by the different content that you are putting out. TikTok is kind of like the storefront now. It's like the people, do they like your vibe? Do they see, do they pass by and see like, oh, this place has stuff that I like? And then from there, you pull them over to Instagram or to your newsletter where you're going to nurture them. You should and can do nurturing content on TikTok for your audience that does follow you there. But it's more of, right now, I see it as a place to really, really grow your audience and then bring them over to those other places where then you can sell. There's a lot of people that do sell on TikTok and you can do that. I just find that you're going to be followed more if you are sharing authentic stories and tips and then letting them see your body of work over on those other platforms. That's kind of like the starting point of TikTok. If people have questions from here, if they want to know more about growth and content creation, we can do a part 2 of that. But what I wanted to talk about last is that story around creating content has to be hard. So a lot of people hear, okay, another platform I have to manage. It's so hard. I don't think that has to be the case. I think we want to look at how can we make content creation more organic and easier. So here's a prime example. When I sat down to do my podcast today, I stuck my phone in the corner and I did a time-lapse video of me recording my podcasts. So now I can use that on Instagram. I can use that on my stories. I can use that on my TikTok. I can put an overlay over it and write words on it. I can set it to music. I can save it on my phone and use it in a few weeks. You have to start thinking about ways that you can make the process easier for you. Turn your life into content. If you are an online entrepreneur, if you are a coach, even if you are a health provider who's trying to grow their business online, people choose to work with you because they like your energy. They like your style. Like, they find you on social media. They like what you're saying. They want to get to know you. That's how you build that like, know, and trust. So if you are talking a lot about health on your account, then take your phone and film yourself while you're making dinner. You don't even have to talk. You can just take that, B-roll content, upload it at some point when you have more time, do a voiceover, put a little music behind, and create content that way. So TikTok is this more relaxed version. You do not have to be dressed up. You do not have to have your makeup on. You can, of course. But there's opportunity here to take these little clips throughout the day and then use them to grow your platform in a really easy way. So that's like my biggest tip. And I am not even, I'm not great at it. I could do this a lot more, but I often find, that we're just like running around and I forget to do it. I'm trying to get in the habit of it more. Look at your, I was just talking to a client about this yesterday, and I was saying, like, look at your life as content. So and this does not mean that you have to exploit your children or you have to exploit your entire life until everything's just like, there's a rhythm to your day and week. And that is a great way to showcase your embodiment in whatever you are selling, whatever you are however you are servicing people. Take some video of you meditating, or take some video of you running, and then showcase that on social media in a way that feels easy and organic. And that's what people want. People just want to get to know you. And then there's time for those other videos that are really, really content heavy and really value heavy. The other times it's just like people want to get to know what your energy is like. They want to see you embodied in the work. And that is something that is really coming through a lot for me lately as I'm working on the intuitive business method that I'm so, so excited to put out, is that we have been taught for so long that like business, marketing, all of those things had to happen in a certain way. You had to take people on a journey. You had to have a funnel. You had to show up in a certain way on social media, blah, blah, blah. That's, any kind of course you bought, or everyone told you that this was the formula you had to do. You have to be really clear in your written content. You have to write it in this way. And what I am seeing with myself and with my clients is that people who are very intuitive, energetic beings who operate from that place, a lot of people who have ADHD, and this is not everybody. I'm just saying these are the people that are attracted to me and work with me. They are selling and marketing through energy. And that sounds out there, and that sounds like it's a really hard concept to teach. So that's why I think a lot of people lean on that more methodology of like, this is how you write content, this is how you sell a program. But I do not think that it has to happen that way for everybody, because I have not done it that way and I have had success. I've had clients who have not done it that way and they have had success. So the people in our world, they feel our embodiment through what we showcase on social media. So I sold my first program. I sold out my first program without a sales page. I showed up on social media. I talked about it. I didn't have any pain. I didn't use any pain point marketing. I did not use any this is the transformation that you're going to have. I just talked about the energetic feeling. I talked about the content that we were going to go over and stuff like that. But it was, people got it or they didn't. And I trusted that exactly the right people were going to show up. And that's the same thing that I did on TikTok. Everyone said that I needed to niche down. This is how I had to do it. I didn't do it that way. And yes, I haven't had explosive growth, but I have had a lot of quality connection and leads that have then moved over to other social media. And I haven't been selling much right now. So I will see, and I'll come back to you with updates when I start actively selling intuitive business method and things like that, how that converts on TikTok. So here, just if anything, you leave this today with the permission. You don't need my permission, but the permission to make content creation easier for yourself. Look at the ways that it can be simple. Look at the ways that you can just take things off your plate, but yet still cultivate community and share. And try TikTok. Just have fun with it. It is really, really a light and fun platform to be on, in my experience. And I think that there are ways that you can just make it easy and have a lot, just be silly and just enjoy it. So let me know if you have any other questions that we can go deeper in another episode. And I would love to connect with you on TikTok if you're already there. So reach out to me, send me your handle, and I will connect with you and see what you're doing over there. And I hope that you have a great day, and we will be back soon. Before you go, Do me a favor and leave a 5-star rating and written review. The more we connect, the more the world is connected. As I love to say to all of my groups and my clients, rising tides lift all boats. See you next week.